Good evening, guys. This side Rahul Magan here is a Group Chief Executive Officer, Treasury Consulting, and also a venture capitalist. As we speak, Treasury Consulting Group is a multinational headquartered group based out India, Singapore, and Hong Kong. More importantly, we do have our offices in three parts of the globe, and we own our own proprietary hedge fund, which includes equities, commodities, crypto, gold, silver, and many asset classes. Now, proprietary means that we invest our own capital. We do not invest anybody's capital. So we invest our own capital. This is the meaning of proprietary. Apart from that, we have many products like our learning platform Sheetal Academy, our investment banking learning desk, our OTT platform over the top TRFX Academy, and many more platforms. In case you wish to have any information, you can definitely WhatsApp me at +91 9899242978. Alternatively, you can WhatsApp at our back office, which is +91 9818485155. First of all, I would like to congratulate to the Indian investors because of the zero knowledge or the minimum knowledge we carrying. Some people are able to do many things very efficiently, and you know that I never speak until and otherwise I have the data before me. So I will come to data, please be rest assured, and latest data. What happens every morning? Stock market opens around 9:15 a.m. and wind up by 3:30 p.m. In between, many Indian business channels operate, and in almost all Indian business channels you will see that the same set of speakers comes on a daily basis. In few cases you will see they come on a rotational basis. Example, Mr. X comes on Monday, then he comes on Wednesday, followed by Friday, and followed by the next Monday. And you will feel that the very surprising thing is that in a single Indian business channel, no two speakers like Mr. X and Mr. Y would provide you the same call. So all speakers provide the different calls. Example, if Mr. X is saying State Bank of India, Mr. Y will say Kotak Mahindra Bank. How can it possible that Mr. X is thinking about State Bank of India and Mr. Y is thinking about Kotak Mahindra Bank? Example, just open the FNO, futures and option activity of any stock in India during the trading hours. And you would get to know that millions of people are doing buying and selling positions. Like somebody is buying, somebody is selling, depend upon their view, right? Then in the Indian business media, how can that possible that at a given point of time, only one person talks about one stock? Did you ever thought about that? So if Mr. X speaks about SBI, no one else would cover SBI. If Mr. Y speaks about Kotak Mahindra Bank, no one else cover Kotak Mahindra Bank. Just think about this. This is called the legal fraud which is going on. You know what happens? They come on the media, they simply say buy SBI, current price 430, target 470, SL 410. Are they taking the responsibility in case you end up as a loss? Are they providing the research document as attached on the website of that business channel or the link which is given by the business channel, which confirms that this is the research which is backing the buying or the selling call of that stock? Are the Indian business media channels tell about the success rate? Example, the same person comes every day: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Friday. And can we even ask him that what is the success ratio of the stocks or the calls which you provided in the last week? No one can ask that. And India don't have a system for that. And now the system is morally corrupt. How it is morally corrupt? That Friday we got a news that Oyo is coming up as an initial public offer worth 8,000 crores. A company who was in losses since inception, a company who lay off the people, a company who is extremely dependent upon SoftBank and other venture capitalists. And we know the credentials of SoftBank, by the way. A company who accumulated debt, you heard me right, debt during July 2061. And the debt is not 1 million, 2 million, or 3 million. It is more than $650 million. Is now coming in the market and raising 8,000 crores. And the foolish fact is that this company is currently valued at $9.6 billion. Even Einstein, Edison, Newton, Graham Bell, they all fail to compute the value of a company who is in deep losses, in debt, since inception losses, heavily dependent upon venture capitalists. Their business model is not working thanks to COVID, and they are raising 8,000 crore. But I'm sure that they get the approval. They 100% get the approval, and you know in India how to take the approval. As simple as that. We know. In India, if you apply for a government job, you need to pass the examination, followed by the interview process, followed by the submission of the document, followed by the police record, followed by the family background check, and multiple steps which you need to follow. And then you get the job of a clerk, or maybe a very small level government job. But in India, to get the initial public approval is now easier than getting a government job. Go to hell the main objective of the business, which is called the profits. A company who was never be in the profit, what is the guarantee that the retail investors or any other investor, when they pump their money, this company would come in profit? Isn't that a risk we are taking on the money of the retail investors? Barbecue Nation, Devani International, Zomato, and many other loss-making companies listed in the last 1 or 2 months, and many are in the pipeline. And the worst fact is that how the investors are fooled. Like, I got an article which is provided by a website called Affairs Cloud. This article is dated 28th July 2021. The copy of the article is shared on our Twitter handle, so you can check the copy of the article. According to this article, first of all, let me read this for you. As per Reserve Bank of India report, the reduction in the non-performing asset through write-offs by the public sector banks in financial year 21 stood at 1,31,894 crores. Only public sector banks wrote off non-performing asset worth 1,31,894 crores. And this is financial year 21. In financial year 20, this amount was 1,75,877 crores. So financial year 20, it was financial year 21, it was 1,32,000 crores, you can say. And financial year 20, it was 1,76,000 crore. I added both and converted this into dollars, and you would be surprised to know I get a figure very close to 42 billion US dollars. 42 billion US dollars worth of non-performing assets wrought off only by the public sector banks in India in the last 2 years. And HDFC Bank latest information is that during April, May and June quarter, they wrought off 3,100 crores. The correspondent figure in the same period last year was 1,500 crores, which means this time they wrought off more than double of what they wrought off the correspondent period last year. You know why I'm telling you this information before I go with the other information? This is called cleaning of balance sheet, or this is called fooling people. Apparently, the paid, sold and corrupt media speaker will say that the gross non-performing assets in the books of SBI is this. This is this. They will never tell you that the Indian banks are declaring less non-performing asset because they are writing off the non-performing asset. Before I give you more data, let me give you this data also. In this article, it is written, as per the Reserve Bank of India guidelines and policy approved by bank boards. What the hell is the policy approved by bank boards? Do Indian public sector banks have even ALCO? ALCO stands for Asset and Liability Committee. Did you ever, guys, did you ever look at the annual reports of Indian public sector banks? You feel shame. Half of the report is in English, half of the report is in Hindi. Won't it be better they declare 2 annual reports? One in Hindi and one is in English. Half the report is in Hindi, half the report is in English. Guys, make it 2 reports. One financial year report completely Hindi. It is for the people, those who are Hindi users. Okay, happy. One financial year report only English. It is for all the users who are in English. You mixing Hindi and English in such a way that even the best educated person confused. You know, what the hell, where the hell is the number? You know, when I look at SBI report or any other public sector report, you need to search my number using search button. And even then, I'm not sure whether I'm at the right place or wrong. And guys, do you know that Indian public sector banks annual report disclosures, did you even look at the State Bank of India annual report disclosures? And this article, I'm not saying this website is incorrect. I'm saying the data which is provided, basically the policy, website is not incorrect. As per the RBI guidelines and policy approved by the bank boards. What the hell is bank boards? Bank themselves remove the NPA after completion of 4 years from the balance sheet by way of write-off. Absolute stunning, guys. I am interested to form a company. And after forming the company, I will take 200 crores worth of loans by giving a fake balance sheet. And I'm ready to pay a commission to the branch bank manager or maybe the bank officer to sanction 200 crore of loan. I'm happy. I'm ready to give a commission because I know the next line would be supporting me, which is even after the write-offs, the borrowers are liable for repayment, no waiver. Hence, the write-off doesn't benefit the borrower. It will benefit the bank by means of cleaning their balance sheet, tax benefits, and capital optimization. Guys, very recently, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code of India revised. Even the Parliamentary Standing Committee objected the huge haircuts which are given in the insolvency and bankruptcy court. Now, what does that mean? Example, Ramlal Chole Bhature, took 5,000 crores loans from SBI and they just siphoned it off. And after that, they start declaring the fake losses. And then they say, go to hell, I don't have the money. And after 4 years of NPA, what it happens that they would be write it off from SBI balance sheet. Ramlal Chole Bhature Ramlal Chole Bhature is now in NCLT, National Company Law Tribunal. And National Company Law Tribunal's success rate is on the Google. More than 2,000 cases are still lingering. Even very recently, Supreme Court of India made a judgment and said that the cases needs to be settled on time, and they objected that we are chasing too long. And very recently, the Parliamentary Standing Committee objected about the haircuts which we are providing in the NCLT. So what the hell is haircut? Ramlal Chole Bhature will say to its creditors, guys, wait, I have 5,000 crores to give to you. I don't have the money. I only have 50 crores. You want it? You want it? I know it is 10% of what you paid to me. If you want it, I am ready to give you that too in installments. Now this 90%, which is the 90% of 5,000 crores, 99%, because 50 crores of 5,000 is 1%. The 99% of the 5,000 crore is a haircut. Banks already wrote off the whole 5,000 crores from the books. So the haircut really doesn't matter. And the normal investor do not know, because when he open the media, he see a name. I don't want to disclose any specific name, but he see a name and he will say that by State Bank of India. And in this current fiscal year, financial year 21, when as per RBI report, only public sector banks wrote off around 132,000 crores worth of NPA. State Bank of India achieved the highest, 34,402 crores. Followed by Union Bank of India, which is 16,983 crores. Followed by Punjab National Bank, which is 15,877 crore. So if I add these three, it's around 65,000, say 66,000 crores. And the total is 1,32,000 crore, which means 50%, approximately 50% of the write-off done in the public sector banks during 2021 is only by 3 banks. Did this point highlighted by any brokerage firms? Jefferies, Motilal Oswal, Kotak Securities, Yes Securities, and many brokerage firms? Did they told you that the public sector bank books are cleaned not because of their efficiency, but because of the write-off of the mess? So guys, we need to understand one thing very clearly, that whenever we see a person who comes on the media channel and he speaks about buy this stock, or sell this stock, we need to do the research. I know that there are many people who never think about research. They say go to hell, the intrinsic value or the fundamentals behind the stock. And they are the one who lose when the market down. In this, I think in our last 2 weeks, international investor raised concern about the corporate governance of Zee Enterprise Limited. We got planning a detailed video in that regards. Dish TV currently is in limelight. Yes Bank is in limelight. Guys, I'm telling you that one side, the Nifty, the Bank Nifty, maybe the Sensex himself is in green. But the ground beneath the surface, the ground is getting shallow. The corporate governance issues are rising up almost every second day. And very soon you will hear, very soon you will see the blast of a big bomb in the market. Not that blast we see in the movies. Blast means the corporate governance blast. So please be careful. Next time, if any Hindi media speaker or any brokerage firms comes live on the TV and say, buy SBI, tell him, ask him, what the hell this bank wrought of 34,402 crores only in 1 year. And they wrought off huge amount in the past also. For your information, in the past 7 years, SBI wrought off more than 1 lakh crores. More than 1 lakh crores worth of NPA wrought off by SBI in the last 1 year. This was taxpayer money. You must be thinking that my money is safe in SBI whether they write off or they do not write off. You are absolutely incorrect, theoretically. Because practically when the bank write off the money, it impacts the interest rate. Bank will say, the more I write off, the more I cut the interest rate. So before write off, the interest rate was 5%. Now it would be 4.75%. I do another write off, it would be 4.5%. I do another write off, it would be 4%. Slowly, they will cut down the interest rate. And this is where the small investor lose. And they enter into the trap of few people who claims I give you 20%, I give you 40%, or I give you 200%. Just use your mind and you will get to know what I'm talking about. This is Rahul Bagan from Treasury Consulting Group. You know my personal number, +91 9899 242 978. Have a great time ahead. Thank you.